Mason in the white, Bell in the red.
This first round is going to be very important for Mason to establish dominance, the middle of the ring, show that the change of replaced opponent is not going to be a big difference. Just follow the game plan as planned.
I think Albert Bell wants to lure Abdullah Mason in. He is the better counterpuncher in this situation. He wants Mason to kind of step in, lean over, get a little bit sloppy so he can land those counter shots and then get out of the way.
Left hand to the body there for Mason, who was in a very physical fight of the year contender against Sam Noakes. And his last outing, good counter there from Bell.
This is the kind of shot I would think he was looking for. As soon as he leans in, throw that right hand.
This is a tricky replacement for Mason. It's going to be very difficult. Guys like Albert Bell, who don't make many mistakes, they're great with counter shots, especially being so tall and lean.
Back in 2019, Albert Bell fought Andy Vences, and at that time it was Vences that was considered the prospect in that fight. That was a top-ranked promoted card. Albert Bell kind of upset the apple cart there and came away with the win. And I can tell you, talking to top-ranked officials during this week, they're very wary that he might do it again.
Everything is lining up that right hand for Bell. He doesn't waste punches. Everything accurate. Everything lands. You can see him cocking that right hand, just waiting for Mason to make a mistake and get over-aggressive, which he will do. The champ does like exchanging.
Good right hand again for Bell when Mason jumps in. Bell not really a power guy, 30% KO average, 9 knockouts in 28 fights. Abdullah, much more known for his power, 17 KOs in his 20 wins.
It'll be interesting to see which of these two guys is most affected by the opponent change. Abdullah Mason was preparing for Joe Cordina, Albert Bell for Andy Cruz. They're both fighting very different style of fights.
I think it's going to be easier for Albert Bell because who wants to face a Cuban-style fighting? You want someone that's aggressive, that American style coming at you. Sure, Mason is a southpaw, but he does like exchanging. This is going to come down to accuracy. Who lands the accurate shots, not the power shots.
Mason on the front foot. This crowd is really urging him on. It's going to be tough for him, Sergio, at the age of 22, to not let that affect him.
Listen, Mason has passed every test they put in front of him. That's the reason he's the youngest champion in boxing. You grow from every fight, and he's going to grow from this one. I love the fact he's aiming for the body right now. You don't want to aim to the taller target punching up so early. Aim at the midsection, break the taller man in half.
A slip obviously there for Bell. And that'll do it for the first round.
Dennis to trim his beard. Abdullah Mason's team did not ask Albert Bell to do that. Albert Bell was, of course, grateful for that. He said only one person asked him to trim his beard in his career. That was Andy Vences, who he fought in 2019, who happens to be managed, who was managed by the same guy that managed Xander Zayas.
Sergio, would you have asked him to trim his beard?
Listen, man, this goes beyond the beard and playing, games like that. These guys share the same religious belief. They have the same faith. They're friends outside the ring, but inside the ring, it's all about boxing. I love the fact that happened. Not in this instance.
Turn around. Be careful, guys. Be careful.
They know each other very well. Sparred several times. So I don't think Albert Bell takes this fight on 10 days' notice unless he's very confident that he can get the job done. Counter right again as Bell jumps in.
And that's going to be the main punch, like I said the last round. That short right hand, it could be long, it could be a short hook, it could be an uppercut. Excellent. It's a radar right hand that Albert Bell has. With the aggression that Mason brings to the table, the longer this fight goes, the more that right hand is going to be dangerous.
We talk about Bell stepping up to fight Abdullah Mason. How about Mason facing Bell, though? This is a guy that no one wanted to fight, Sergio. He's so tough to deal with. 28 have tried, and all have failed.
Good check hook by Bell, stopping Mason in his tracks right there. And I like that 2-1. That's going to be another thing, keys to victory for Bell. It's not a 1-2. When you're fighting a southpaw, you want to mix that up. You want to throw a 2-1 instead.
Work out. Get your hands free. All right, break them.
Bell said this would be a chess match early.
if Mason can break that range, Bell's going to have the advantages. And there's a straight right hand, right down the pipe.
A little left sneaks in there on the inside from Mason. And it's so hard to hit Bell. Mason will take any punch he can get.
Good job to the gut there by Mason. I think in these early rounds, he needs to start focusing on the body. You know, it's very hard to hit Bell with anything clean upstairs. Even though he does fight upright, he keeps that chin a little bit high. He perfected that style. There's that 2-1 I'm talking about that just landed on Mason.
Body shot there from Mason. Bell trying to fight off the ropes. This is the 6th southpaw Bell has fought, but the first since 2019, 7 years ago.
Watch your heads. Accidental butt.
Bell threw a mean right hand right.
Watch your heads.
It landed right on the chest of Mason, but bad intentions behind that right hand that Albert Bell just unleashed.
Looks like a small cut over the left eye of Mason.
Nah.
All right, round 3. Seems like a pretty good start for Bell.
Mason wants to turn this into a physical fight. Bell wants to stay on the outside and keep it a boxing.
Chris, who'd you give the first 2 rounds to?
Yeah, I've got a 2 rounds to none in favor of Albert Bell. Competitive second round, but I thought the cleaner punching was by Albert Bell. Look, I think this is the style that he wants to fight. He wants Abdullah Mason coming in. I think Mason, frankly, needs to box a lot more from the outside, use that range, try to have some success. If he keeps coming in on Albert Bell, this is a very good counterpuncher.
What an athletic combination there by Albert Bell. 2 straight right hands and then a right uppercut consecutively. That demands a lot of balance, athleticism, and confidence. We got a confident fighter in Albert Bell right now.
Watch the heads, guys.
But that's how he was in our fighter interview yesterday. Just so laissez-faire, whatever. I'm going to be fine. Don't worry about me. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to beat this guy.
No jabs from Mason right now. He's falling around right in front of Bell. Bell just trying to line him up with that right hand. You got to jab your way in. If you're Mason, there you go. Double and triple up the jabs. He's going to have to respect your power going backwards. See, loading up like that is going to fall in the hands of Bell.
Work out. Punch out of there.
Jabs and body shots if you're Abdullah Mason right now.
Bell waiting for Mason to jump in.
Watch your arms.
Mason trying to get physical. These punches just aren't quite finding their mark.
He's loading up too much, is Abdullah Mason right now. Should go concentrate on speed and combinations. Don't load up on any shots and don't try to head on. You're not going to catch nothing upstairs right now.
And remember, even though Bell is taller, it's Mason who actually has the longer reach.
I got you.
Look at how calm and relaxed the look on Albert Bell's face. And he's dealing with a young, hungry, strong, powerful champion. Calm, cool, and collected as Bell.
Stop. Don't punch.
Both of Abdullah Mason's brothers were victorious earlier today on the undercard. His brother Abdurrahman Mason winning by decision. Ibrahim Mason winning by KO. Can they go 3 for 3 tonight in their hometown? Bell spins Mason around and lands another couple shots. Mason spinning in circles. It's going to be a long night for Mason. Why don't you think he's going to be able to make the necessary adjustments?
Mason is an offensive, aggressive fighter. He likes to punch at anything the opponents give him. Bell's not going to give him anything. And if you listen to the instructions of his corner, they're saying to back up and move. I mean, these early rounds, the right hand has been keeping Mason on check. Now, time for him to close that distance, starts moving laterally. Get the young man to chase you.
Albert Bell in that last round was just 6 of 31. Not the greatest of percentages. Abdullah Mason, 2 of 29.
Wow. So it sounds he landed triple the amount of punches, Chris, but he only landed 6.
Good body shot by Mason. That left hand to the gut. That's what he's going to have to do with a tricky fighter like Bell. Forget about the head. Start body hunting.
Sergio, earlier we talked about fighters who needed to not box and just turn this into a fight. It seems like Mason can't turn this into a fight. He's got to box.
Yeah, because he's worried about the right hand of Bell. Look, he's controlling the young champion just with one hand, just keeping it cocked. Because every time he comes in, the right hand's going right down the pipe. There it is, right there. That's keeping Mason in check.
Couple body shots, haven't seen a ton of those, and there's the numbers Chris Mannix was referring to.
Sergio, I think that Mason, his game plan always should be to box. When he gets sloppy, he gets clipped, and he's had some problems with that in the past. But a year ago, Johan Vasquez dropped him twice in the first round. That was a lightly regarded guy, put him on the deck a couple of times. He's got to be more disciplined boxing from the outside.
The quicker hands are definitely by Bell, more accurate. The heavier hands are by Mason. But power doesn't mean nothing if you can't close that distance and land him.
You can see it is a packed house here in Cleveland. Almost everyone in attendance pulling for Abdullah Mason in this, his first world title defense.
Bell didn't pull back none of those 3 straight shots. Just beautiful in-sync shots. 2-1-2 from Albert Bell. Beautiful combination to throw against the southpaw.
Chris, are you surprised by what we're seeing?
No, I mean, yes, you're surprised that, at least in my card, it's 3-0. But I always thought that the style of Albert Bell coming into this fight was going to be favorable for him. Again, I go back to the biggest fight of his career against Andy Vences back in 2019. Vences was coming at him, trying to throw shots, and Bell just slipped him, countered him, was really effective in that fight. I could see a similar thing happening here.
Mason trying to feint his way in now.
Heavy foot feint. Heavy foot feint that Albert Bell wasn't falling for. He even came back with a check hook.
And now they're letting their hands go a little bit here at the end of the round.
Good body shot there by Bell.
Round 5 scheduled for 12. Doesn't seem like there's any panic in the corner of Mason's, or any panic in Mason's corner right now.
I think it's time to get nervous if I'm Abdullah Mason. Just the way this fight is trending at the moment. It's Albert Bell's type of fight.
Yes, it is. And this is what happens when you have a late replacement, when you're dealing with a totally different style, and then all of a sudden you get a guy that's been waiting for this opportunity. And his physical dimensions are taller, he's longer, he's more patient.
Stop! No, be careful, be careful, be careful.
Chris, how do you have it through 4?
I've got it 4 rounds to none in favor of Albert Bell. He's not dominating by any huge statistical measure or landing huge shots, but he's just more accurate. The counter punches are cleaner. They're eye-catching shots that the judges should be seeing in this type of situation. I've got it 4 rounds to none in favor of Prince Albert Bell.
I'm sure there's some people watching that would have given Mason a round or maybe 2. There's a right hand from Bell.
Albert Bell loaded up on that left hand a moment ago.
He's quick on the trigger. The thing about Albert Bell, he's quick on the trigger. He doesn't pull back his punches. Everything's short and concise. He doesn't try to overload. That's what he has over Mason. Mason always tries to overload with those heavy hands.
Sergio, do you have it 4-0? There's a nice combination there from Bell.
3-1 at worst, but yes, I have Bell in control. Boxing nicely, has the young champ in check right now.
Mason trying to dig downstairs to the body. That's never a bad idea.
Right now, that should be the only idea by Mason. He should be throwing straight shots, backing him up, and then throwing hooks around the elbows of Bell, just attacking that body.
And this crowd reacting to anything that Mason does.
Beautiful uppercut right there. The timing is on Bell, and timing beats power.
Bell with 11 years more experience than the 22-year-old.
See, it's hard to beat patience, you know. Power's exciting, you know, youth is exciting, but when you're patient, then you wait for the younger fighter, the younger aggressive fighter to make mistakes, and that's exactly what Bell's doing. He's not overdoing anything. He's waiting for Bell He's waiting on Mason to make the mistake.
Mason landed a good shot, but Bell answered right back as he's done all night. But Mason biting down on the mouthpiece. He's going to try and will himself to win some of these rounds.
Look at how calm Bell is on the inside, just holding one arm, keeping his eyes on him.
Crafty, holding on to that arm will do the Mason to blunt any type of attack.
Mason looked over at his corner to get some advice.
Beautiful shot.
Boxing for the first time, or one of their first times. The 1 means the jab, which is the lead hand. The 2 is the power hand, and you're saying basically that Bell should be throwing his power hand or his backhand first, then throw the jab.
Exactly, because you're dealing with a left-hander. You want to do everything backwards. You don't want to fall into the hands of the southpaw with a 1-2. It's a 2-1, and they perfected that. Albert Bell knows what he's doing.
And again, unlike our co-main event, no open scoring tonight, so we don't know what's going on in the judges' minds. And Chris, judges are not supposed to be obviously influenced by the crowd, but when they're reacting to anything that Mason does, it's kind of hard to block that out.
It certainly is a variable. I'd also add that aggression could be a variable. We saw that in our first fight of the night with Carlos Ramos against Scooter Davis. I think we ringside and probably the crowd gave Carlos Ramos a lot more credit than the judges did. They had it wide for Scooter Davis. So aggression in some situations, being the hometown fighter, that can favor him. But right now, I just like all the things that Albert Bell is doing. He has kept the offense from Abdullah Mason in check.
And keeping him in check with short punches. I mean, they're coming from everywhere. And you can see that Mason has respect for the punches that are being thrown at him.
Look how Bell just has his breathing controlled, Sergio. He's just a walk in the park where Mason's constantly moving, being jittery, burning up energy.
Mason may be the champion, but the old lion is definitely Albert Bell. And he manages the time. There's another thing that he does well. You know, he fights like an older fighter, patience. And he slows down the clock, slows down the rhythm, doesn't let the younger fighter get over-eager.
Good jab there from Mason.
This is what the great Bernard Hopkins was able to do late into his career in the 40s. Good shot. See that right hand right there? Right. Kept that young buck right at bay, right at the end of the right hand.
Again, these are eye-catching shots. When it's not a high-volume type of fight, it's shots like that that stick with judges, and certainly it's sticking with me at least.
Downstairs goes Bell's. Mason's backing up now. Do you like Mason trying to draw Bell to him a little bit?
He needs to try something right now, because coming forward, he's getting clipped on the way in, and they're easy, clean shots to see, like Magnus was pointing out.
Albert Bell's not going to get crazy. Like, he's too experienced, too smart.
This all came down to matchmaking, guys. When Joe Cordina left the equation, the last fighter that should have saved the show was this man right here.
Well, hey, look, this was not supposed to be the guy. They went to 2 or 3 different guys. Charlie Suarez was the guy they wanted for this fight. Albert Bell was a save-the-show type of guy.
Beautiful shot there. Body shot by Bell.
Well, he's not saving the show. He's stealing the show. Yeah, there's no way that fight's boring. Zepeda throws more punches than probably anybody in boxing right now. Round 7 scheduled for 12. Mason's got to get on it. Let's bring in Bud Crawford. How are you seeing things?
I see Bell taking advantage of the opportunity. Like I said before, this guy has been waiting for this moment, and he's taking fully advantage of it. His experience is showing up tonight, and Mason is showing why he's real young right now.
Do you have it as one-sided as Chris Mannix does?
I don't have it as one-sided as Chris does, but I got Bell winning right now.
All right.
How dare you, Bud? How dare you?
It is what it is.
Hey, look, there are a couple of swing rounds, certainly in between, but Bud, I mean, it just looks like Albert Bell is just able to take advantage of that aggression from Abdullah Mason. That right hand on the counter, that just seems to be one shot that can't miss.
Well, of course, if you can look at him, you can see how patient he is. You can see how calm he is, and he's just waiting for his opportunity. Mason get out of character sometimes and to get reckless and impatient, and that's where Bell take advantage of it, and he knows where he's going to be at it when he's going to be there.
Good body shot on the inside for Bell, and Mason lands a couple of left hands.
That was one of the better shots that Abdullah Mason has landed all night long. Albert Bell quick to tie him up, but that was a good left hand.
And you can see the crowd jumping up on their feet. They're hanging on every punch from Mason right now.
Mason needed that shot just to change momentum in his favor. The thing about Bell, he does fight upright. He keeps that chin high. He's made a great career doing that. But sooner or later, you're going to get time. You better start bending them knees and start making yourself a smaller target if you're Albert Bell. Good shot. Good right hand right now by Bell. Everything's twos and fews with Albert Bell. He's not throwing hooks, no uppercuts. It's 1-2s and 2-1s.
The last time a world title fight was held here in Cleveland 20 years ago, Sergey Lakovic defeated Lamont Brewster right in the Wolstein Center for the WBO Heavyweight Championship. Good action here from Mason.
Nothing really landed clean on Mason, but Bell punching right back.
But you know what? These judges will appreciate the aggression, and even if he doesn't land more punches, he might win the round. Maybe the best round of the fight so far for Mason.
The bell here. Stop at the bell. Time.
Something to remember about Albert Bell. He is coming off a long layoff, about 10 months. And after the last couple of years, he has basically been a once-a-year fighter. He's not old by any stretch, 33 years old, but he's been much more inactive as of late.
Good start to the round for Mason.
Yeah, and it's behind the jab. That's something he hasn't been doing. I like that left hand to the gut by Mason. That's what he should have been doing earlier. That's how you break a tall tree in half. You chop him down the middle.
We saw against Sam Noakes in his last fight. That was not a knockdown. In his last fight, Mason showed a great gas tank. He can fight all night, and there he just landed a big shot to Bell, who's holding on.
And this is what Mason needs to do. Just touch anything, punch out anything, make it rough.
Uppercut from Bell. The more aggressive Mason is, the more Bell can hurt him.
Punch with your free hand if you're Mason. You have the crowd behind you. You got momentum going in your favor. This is where you attack. This is where you're the younger champion.
Bell not going to get caught up in all the energy in this crowd.
Good shots there by Mason. 1-2 to the body. Very awkward combination, but that'll keep your opponent in check. There you go. See him attacking the body? Bell doesn't like those shots.
This crowd has been waiting to come to life.
Back to the straight left hands. If you're Mason, you've had success bending your opponent down the middle. There you go. Those body shots are going to keep the elbows tucked in by Bell.
That left scored. Another solid round for the champ.
Let him go, guys. Get your hands free. Pull out of there.
Now maybe a little bit of a change in body language, too, over the last round or so from Albert Bell. Fighting a little bit more with his mouth open.
Maybe it's those body shots. Maybe it's fatigue. Maybe it's that inactivity. This is when it kicks in.
And that pressure from Mason now starting to maybe show some cracks in Bell.
And also the age.
That uppercut from Bell.
We're dealing with a 33-year-old. Not much wear and tear, but 33 is 33. I love that shot to the gut by Mason. That's what started all this right now. He's taking the wheels away from Bell. Take away the movement, the lateral movement, the legs.
Blood now coming out of the nose of the challenger. In the corner, starting to fight with his mouth open a little bit. Not good signs for the 33-year-old.
I don't think the age is the variable here. I do think the inactivity, and something to run her as well. Albert Bell has never fought in a 12-round fight. Abdullah Mason's only done it once, but Albert Bell has never done it.
Nice straight 1-2 by Abdullah Mason down the pipe. You can see that Bell doesn't like those body shots. One, you got to block those ribs, and two, you can't unleash that right hand like you normally do.
What's changed for Mason, Sergio? Why is he starting to have success?
He's been attacking the body. That's exactly what it's been. Notice everything's to the body now. Straight shots, looping shots, going around the guard. Now it's a Bell that has to block the shots. He can't use his arms to unleash and counter anymore. He has to think defense. See that? Beautiful body shot there by Mason.
The referee gonna let him fight out of it, but not good optics for Bell, who's starting to hold on during every exchange.
Yeah, that's a bad look for Bell, but this is exactly the fight Mason needs.
Only 3 punches landed in the 8th for Bell compared to 16 for the champ.
Yeah, that counter right for Albert Bell, which was a weapon in the first 5 rounds, seems to have disappeared. I think, to your point, Sergio, the pressure of Mason, the body work of Mason, that's starting to pay off as we head towards the final rounds of this fight.
Yeah, I think Mason is just, or excuse me, Bell's gas tank has the light on right now. He's got to refuel.
Well, he has the luxury of refueling, considering he had a good first half of this fight, piling up rounds, so maybe getting a second win and trying to close out strong, but right now it's not a good look. Now you can see him cocking that right hand again.
Those body shots are starting to add up. Everything is affecting Albert Bell.
Mason hurting Albert Bell to the body, and the crowd knows it. The crowd's sensing it.
It seems like Bell needs to show us more offense to back this kid off him.
Or start moving laterally, moving your legs, moving around the ring. Do not let Mason close the distance and get those shots off.
A punch and grab for Bell.
Punch and grab, punch and move if you're Albert Bell.
And look at Mason just targeting the body nonstop. And Bell knows it's coming.
Yeah, the output of Bell has really decreased over these last few rounds. Before, he was moving, letting his hands go, 3-4 punch combinations. Now, he's just trying to stay out of the way of these shots.
Those are vicious body shots. Abdullah Mason. Big round by Mason right now, just digging away at the body.
Ooh, right hand there for Bell.
Start fatiguing hungry champions, hungry contenders like Albert Bell.
Get out when you hear that 10 seconds.
Well, Albert Bell said it was going to be a chess match early, and it kind of was, but it's turned into basically a body shot contest. How many early rounds did the challenger rack up? According to Chris Mannix, it's 3 straight for Mason.
Yeah, 87-84 on my scorecard. And the way this fight is trending, Todd, I think how many rounds Albert Bell racked up is going to be a big question with these judges. I thought he controlled all of them the first 6 rounds. But if any judge has it a different way, could be going Abdullah Mason's way right now. But close, the last 3 rounds, Abdullah Mason really closing the show.
And the more that Mason starts attacking downstairs, the more that the headshots are going to open up looping shots. So it'll serve Mason to start going to the body and loop, rainbow a shot over the top and try to catch Bell off guard, trying to block the ribs. Right here, he should be jabbing Mason. He should be cutting the distance. Don't stay quiet in between this. Always look like you're pressuring your opponent backwards with that jab.
I wouldn't mind a little open scoring right now. I'd love to know where we stand. I'm sure Bell would too.
Good shot there from Albert Bell.
The quiet rounds are belonging to Bell. The frantic, energetic rounds belong to Mason.
Old bull, young bull, and this is exactly what we're seeing here. Old bull got the early rounds, the first half of the fight. Now it's a young bull, the young champion, to take this back. And he's doing just that. Even in quiet rounds, Bell's not doing much anymore.
Stop, I got you. Stop, hey, listen when I say stop, man.
Now this is the kind of final minute of a round. Albert Bell's got to do something here. Competitive at this point. He can't allow Abdullah Mason to close it strong.
See, Albert Bell's pushing that right hand anymore. There's no snap in that punch. And by pushing it, Mason's not going to respect it coming in like he did earlier.
Is that all because of fatigue?
That's because of fatigue, and he lost confidence. Bell lost confidence in that pop.
The body work is paying off.
See, notice how Bell's not even extending that right hand all the way to the end because he wants to come back and block that body shot. Mason should keep attacking the body.
This is a round that you'd think Bell could maybe win if he was more active. Mason hasn't done much. But if he can't win the quiet round, Sergio, it may not end so well for the challenger.
Father and trainer of Abdullah Mason.
No fatigue and exactly the right instructions. Notice how he's telling him, you cut off the ring by going to the body. You jab to the body. Everything downstairs. That's exactly how the tide has changed.
Albert Bell has been in 28 professional fights. This is the first time he's ever been in a round 11.
See, and there he goes headhunting again. That punch should have gone around the elbow into the ribs. There you go.
Mason not letting him hold on right now. He's turning into the boss, the bully against Bell.
And this is where youth supersedes the veteran tactics, the old bull mentality. Don't let the older fighter comfortable. Don't let him fight the older man's fight. You put into another gear and keep digging away. Don't let him hold.
And this is where you just like to see Albert Bell dig deep. Pull something out. The last 4 rounds have not gone his way, but this is his shot. There might not be another world title opportunity on the table for him ever again. It took him this long, 13 years as a professional to get this kind of opportunity. He's got to turn off the gas, and he's turned on the gas his final 2 rounds.
He's got to throw punches, Sergio.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about Albert Bell. He's not a combination puncher. He's a 1-2 type puncher. He'll sneak in an uppercut and a body shot here and there, but he likes to be in control. So I don't see him changing temperament and pushing back Mason with combinations.
I'll tell you what, though, he's going to kick himself on Sunday morning if he doesn't find a way to do something in these last couple of rounds.
That he is. Even if it's a draw, he still will be kicking himself. This is a championship fight.
It was Albert Bell early, Abdullah Mason late. Bell's offense has been non-existent the last few rounds.
Ever since Mason has been targeting the body, the right hands from Bell haven't been landing anymore.
Yeah, Bell hasn't sat down on a punch in 5 rounds.
Because he has to block what's coming downstairs.
Blood on the white gloves of Abdullah Mason.
Mason should keep jabbing. Right now, Bell's just waiting for the body shots. Keep jabbing your way in.
That's decent from Bell, something. There's another good one. But too few and far between. A quiet round from Mason. This seems like a must-win round for the challenger.
And it's there. I mean, if he can put a combination together.
It looks like he's just trying to get through these rounds at that point. He's not trying to win them. 3.
Tip of the world, let's get him all the way to the center of the ring, round 12.
No matter how tired you are, in the last round, you usually get a burst of energy, and the energy is coming from Mason. That is a knockdown.
What a burst from Abdullah Mason out of the corner. Look, he knows he's been in control for the first 4 or 5 rounds of this fight, but he also knows he's probably down on the scorecards for the first 5 or 6 rounds.
And now the opening there for the knockout is there. He caught him with a left hook around the guard because Bell was trying to block and look for body shots. It will be there again. Bell keeps that chin high.
And now you know Bell's just going to try and survive the round. Chris Mannix has the challenger up by a point. Another left on the temple, and he goes down. Will they call that a knockdown?
That should be a knockdown, guys.
And they're stopping the fight.
They're stopping it. Oh my word!
You cannot
You
stop.
cannot stop it. But guess what? It doesn't matter. Mason was on his way to a big win in his hometown, and still your lightweight champion of the world.
That guy, Albert Bell, was in this